Environmental Protection Agency cleans up a polluted creek. Good evening, I'm Marcia Baumhart.
I'm Michelle Kingsfield. Today, the environmental cops moved into Clark County and tried to undo the damage caused by criminals. Sonu Wasu has their shocking discoveries from the banks of Buck Creek.
The sign behind me says no trespassing, but many are ignoring these orders. They've turned Buck Creek into an illegal dumping ground for old tires. Take a look at all of this. EPA cleanup crews fished and dug out hundreds of tires from Buck Creek this morning. You can hear birds chirping and see tires floating on Buck Creek. Almost 1,000 pulled out of the waters now owned by the Springfield Conservancy District. They're dumped in a pile that will soon be taken to the shredder. The big question now, how did they get here?
Illegally dumped tires kind of attract other illegally dumped tires.
Officials say these waters have been a dumping ground for decades.
We've associated that with the long-standing scrap facility that's next door. People weren't able to bring tires in, so they would take their car in to be scrapped, and they'd drop the tires off across the street.
So we went across the street to Ebner Sons Company to see if they knew anything about the illegal dump site next door.
It came as a shock to me. I didn't realize it was happening until they uncovered it.
Richard Ebner says now they do accept tires, but only if they're still attached to the vehicle. The EPA is paying for this cleanup. The tires were not only polluting the creek, they were a serious health hazard.
Tires can harbor mosquitoes. They hold water, a good breeding ground for mosquitoes.
Officials say it's unlikely they will ever find the culprits responsible for this environmental mess.
They ought to be prosecuted. If I don't do it, and I don't think anybody else should do it.
The cleanup is expected to wrap up by Friday. Reporting from Buck Creek, Sonu Wasu, 2 News on your side.
The Seoul Fast attack